on.
This video is for graduate school only. This is not a real session. I have to give you that disclosure. It's Amber and Braden, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. And do y'all have the same last name? I understood it was, is it marriage counseling or is it pre-marriage counseling?
Pre-marriage counsel. We don't have the same last name.
Okay. So Amber, what is your last name, ma'am?
Nichols.
Nichols?
Yes, ma'am.
And Braden, what is your last name?
Adcock, Adcock.
Now, Amber, have you ever been pregnant or are you expecting at this time?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
And Amber, how many siblings do you have?
I have one older sibling,
Is that a brother or a sister?
sister.
And Braden, how about you?
I have 4 younger siblings and 3 older.
Goodness gracious, big family, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the 4 older, or the 3 older, are they brothers or sisters?
There's 2 brothers and 1 sister.
And the younger ones?
2 brothers and 1 sister. Wait, yeah.
Your younger siblings are,
I got-
you said there were 4 younger ones.
There was
Did I understand you correctly?
Nathan, Zane. Okay, no, it was Nathan, Zane, and Mandy. It was 3.
3 brothers
Yes, ma'am.
and 1 sister?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if I understand you correctly, there's 7 siblings altogether, not including yourself? Okay. Amber, how is your relationship with your parents?
On my mom's side, our relationship is very good, and on my dad's side, our relationship is mediocre.
Okay. And how were you disciplined as a child growing up?
I didn't really have anything to be disciplined with, but I usually got spankings or groundings.
Okay. And Braden, how about you?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Absolutely. How's your relationship with your parents, and how were you disciplined? We'll start with your relationship with your parents.
My relationship with my parents was really good. My dad, on the other hand, I don't really get along with my dad too much.
So do you have so you have a stepdad?
Yes, ma'am. I have a
Okay.
stepdad.
So natural mom and stepdad. Okay, that's good. And your relationship with your father is strained, did I understand that
Yes,
correctly?
ma'am.
And any type of abuse issues, verbally, emotionally, physically, or sexually, Amber?
Verbally
Okay.
and emotionally, and very occasionally physically.
And which side of the family was that?
My dad's side.
No sexual abuse by anyone? Braden, how about you?
I've had some,
Have you ever been verbally abused by anyone
yes,
through bad words?
Mhm.
Okay, who did that?
my little brother's dad and my mom.
Your blood brother's dad?
Yes. No, my little brother's dad.
Oh. Okay. What about emotionally abused you?
No, ma'am.
What about physically?
Yes,
And who was that?
my little brother's dad.
So a previous stepdad?
Mhm.
Okay. Alright, and what about sexually abused you? And what kind of physical abuse did you experience?
Hit with the 2x4 and a baseball bat and big with the log. With the log, yeah. And big with the log before.
Okay, and Amber, how about you? you? How were you physically abused?
Well, my dad, he used to hit me, and one time he smacked me so hard on my face when I had braces, he made the inside of my mouth bleed.
Sounds like both of you have had some trauma as a children growing up. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How's that affecting y'all's current relationship with one another?
I don't think about it at all. With her.
In my opinion, I feel like it kind of makes us as like a stronger couple, because we both kind of been through the same thing, so we can understand each other a little bit more.
Okay, good. And I'm assuming both of y'all, I'm not going to assume, I'm sorry. Amber, heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual?
Heterosexual.
And Braden, how about you?
I'm straight.
Okay. And are y'all sexually active?
Yes.
Okay. And are there any other developmental issues?
I have short-term memory loss
Okay.
on the slight
I'm trying to think of what that means.
short-term memory loss.
I don't think I have anything like that.
Okay. And Amber, what is your highest level of education?
High school senior.
You're a high school senior?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Braden, how about you, sir?
High school senior.
Now, do either of y'all are y'all signed up to go into the military, or have your parents served?
No, ma'am.
Okay. What about your work history, Amber? Are you currently working?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Braden, how about you?
Yes, ma'am. I'm currently working at Outlaws Barbecue in Vanderbilt, Texas.
In Dangerfield?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how long have you been working there, sir?
Over a year and a half.
Year and a half. Now, do either of you have any plans to go to college after?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And Amber, what would you like to do?
I'd like to become a psychologist.
Psychologist. We can use more of those. And Braden?
HVAC, heating, ventilation, air conditioning.
All right. Now we're going to talk about y'all's financial status. Do y'all have any type of financial problems as far as struggle of paying your bills? Do you have enough money to come in? Are y'all still living at home with your parents?
Well, we do live at home with my parents because we're still in high school.
Okay. You said with your parents?
Yes, ma'am.
And we do have a problem managing our money. Very
Okay.
badly.
Okay.
Very badly.
Okay. So y'all have some excessive spending going on there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I like money.
All right. So y'all might need to look at maybe a little bit of budgeting concerns as we go along with that. So it's good that y'all are wanting to get some counseling before you get married, because financials can be one of the biggest downfalls with
Right.
marriages. That's one of the highest reasons for divorce. So do either of you have any type of legal history, any type of DWIs, probation, parole, any warrants out for your arrest, restraining orders? Okay. And Amber, where are you on your religious or spiritual beliefs?
I wouldn't necessarily say I believe in one God. I believe in a higher power.
Okay. And Braden, where are you spiritually?
Well, I'm a Southern Baptist. I believe there's one God and one devil. I know there's something out there.
Absolutely, yes, sir. And Amber, were you raised outside of the U.S.?
No, ma'am.
Braden, how about you?
No, ma'am.
Any history of ritual or religious abuse where someone maybe tried to force their particular religion on you or make you believe a certain way? Okay. And do you, your current spiritual issues, do either of you do any praying or forgiveness?
I do pray.
Any guilt, illness, grief, loss? Okay. And you said you're Baptist, correct? Now, Amber, through this process, are you interested in working on your spiritual growth?
That's a possibility.
Okay. Well, you just let me know when you're ready to cross that, and we'll go there, okay? What did you learn growing up about mental illness and or addiction, Amber?
That it can impact your lives greatly, even if it's not somebody you necessarily have in your family, even if it's just a close friend, that whatever they're doing can impact you.
Okay. Is that just for addiction, or is that with both addiction and mental illness?
That's both with addiction and mental illness.
Okay. And Braden, what about you?
Well, I believe that addiction's just a choice, not a
Disease.
Disease, yes.
Okay. And I think that's 14. What about mental illness?
I don't know much about that.
Okay. So you're not real familiar with any type of mental health illnesses then?
Not that I know of.
Okay. So Amber, how many times have you ever been married?
No.
Braden, have you?
No, ma'am.
And do either of you have any type of do you have any children
No.
between the two of you? Okay. Okay, between the two of you, any family problems? Do y'all have frequent arguments, fighting, verbal or physical abuse?
We do argue.
We argue a lot of it.
You argue?
Nothing major.
Okay, so what is it that you guys argue about?
Well, different stuff. People saying
Like,
different things, and I'm trying to think. We argued over something really big not too long ago, and I can't remember what it was. So obviously, it must not have been that big.
Okay, so just would you say simple communication issues between the two of you?
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay. Okay, so we've already discussed that that you guys live with your parents,
Yes.
correct? And how long have y'all been living together at his parents?
Going on 5 months.
Okay. And are there any other household members besides just
Yes.
y'all and his parents?
Yes, my
Yes.
older brother.
Okay. One older brother?
Little brother. One
Little brother? Okay. Anyone with any type of addiction or mental illness?
Mental illness is my mother.
Your mother?
Yes.
Do you know what her diagnosis is?
Oh, and addiction.
Oh yeah, she is addicted.
No, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about Vic.
He's addicted to alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay.
She has
Depression, bipolar.
bipolar.
She has the severe manic depression, doesn't she?
Okay.
something like that. Something else. He's really
Okay. And you said your stepdad is an alcoholic.
yes.
What about your social and peer groups? How are those relationships with your friends and,
Really good, actually.
okay? Y'all have a good social and peer?
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty, and any illnesses that affect the relationship? Okay. No health concerns?
think you asked me something about, I think medicals, anything, and he had short-term, I suffer from anxiety too.
Okay.
So that kind of messes with our relationship a little bit because I get anxious whenever he's not home on time, I get anxious and I start to freak out and I start to worry.
Okay. All right. And do you currently take any medication for your anxiety?
No,
Okay. And are you seeing another counselor for counseling?
no, ma'am.
So do you feel like you would like to learn some coping skills as well to work with? Okay, you can do that. So will it only be the two of you participating in the premarital counseling?
Yes.
All right. No sight, hearing, or speech problems?
Hearing,
Hearing?
definitely hearing.
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
I'll be
So
talking
she
to
has
you.
selective hearing?
Yes,
So that
definitely.
goes back to that communication?
Okay, so he has selective hearing too if we're gonna play that game, because you
Okay.
do too.
Alright.
All right, so let's talk about some other behaviors. Do either of you have any type of gambling addiction? What about sexual addiction?
No.
Okay. Workaholic?
No.
Overeater?
Yeah.
Okay. Smoker?
No.
All right. So would you say that you guys have a strong support group with your family, friends, in the community? Okay. And y'all are able to you're working on vocational skills. If something happened that you had to get a place of your own, would y'all be able to live independently?
Yes.
Okay. All right. What I am going to go on ahead and do is I'm going to encourage you both to go on ahead and get a good health checkup with your primary care doctor, especially for you, just to make sure there's not anything else going on with your anxiety that makes you feel anxious. What I'm going to have you guys do is I'm going to have you guys come in next week, and we're going to go ahead and start y'all sessions. And what I heard you guys saying together is that you guys need to work on some coping skills and communication skills. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. I want to thank you both very much for coming in, and we will see you next week to
Okay.
start your treatment plan. Okay?
Alright. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.